It's a little bit of an adrenaline rush, but little nerves. I hadn't performed this task before, so I went out last time as a firefighter, and that was it. That was my job. I was a sawyer, so I cut trees and cut line. That was what we did. This time I went as a fire line EMT. So I was the medical resource on the fire line away from anything. One fire, we're 10 miles from the nearest town with a population of 60 people. So there's nothing out there, and we were the medical resource. So that was a little nerve-wracking. Usually there's more medical people around, so if something gets a little chaotic, there's more hands that can help. Out there, it was just me. So it was scary for that aspect, and challenging, but a great experience. A lot of lessons learned. Luckily, nobody was injured in any way that was bad. A couple minor things, so I'm okay with that. I didn't really have to do my job. I was there as more of a support capacity and got the opportunity to work a little bit with digging line as a firefighter would out there. But each one provided a different set of challenges. I got notice Friday that I was leaving Saturday morning. So I had to leave shift, find coverage, and go home and pack immediately. Flew out to Nevada and drove to Colville, California, which is right on the border of California and Nevada for the Slink fire out there. From there, I went up to Stanley, Idaho in the Sawtooth National Forest to fight the trap fire. And after a week there, I got shipped down to Salt Lake City, Utah for the Neffs fire, and performed the same duty at all three, just in different ways to help with everybody fighting with fires. It was different at all three fires as far as how they handled it, and I don't know if it has to do with different state regulations or each team that was managing the fire. They were all from different regions, so I don't know which played into it, but at one fire it was virtual everything. When you show up and check in, usually it's a face-to-face, sign some paperwork, you're good to go. This was scan a QR code, fill everything out online, and then they come out and hand you a piece of paper, and that was it. All the meetings are mass meetings where we would just put on a face covering of some sort, and everybody would discuss the day's operations from there. And that one felt a little normal as far as how they handled their meeting. The second fire was a little more personal with check-in. You went in, you handed your paper off, and that was it. You didn't do anything until everything was done. But you were face-to-face with them with face coverings inside and trying to maintain as much distance as possible. The morning briefings were a little different because it was 21 degrees when I got up. So they set up propane heaters, and we're all huddled around them with our face masks and coffee while we're going over the briefing. And then the third fire was all virtual, everything. It started off doing virtual check-in, and then they did like almost a football field type of briefing where everybody's spaced out, and then they changed their mind and went to all virtual. So we did it over one of the web platforms for a meeting, and everything was virtual based from that point out. This one was more of a service to our people than it felt as a service to the communities. Whereas last time I was fighting directly to prevent the fire from spreading.